2008 Land Rover LR2. I'm going to change the spark plugs today. So it's a Volvo 3.2 liter inline 6-cylinder. Again, this vehicle is from the time when Ford owned Volvo, Jaguar, Land Rover, I think Aston Martin also. So they shared a lot of parts. You'll see there are 6 coil on plug units, and they'll have 8mm bolts here and electrical connectors on the other side. So we'll just undo all 6 of those, and what we're going to need are some 8mm sockets and extensions, a ratchet, some spark plug sockets. So these are 5/8. Where's it at? 5/8. I've got 2 different ones because I believe this one has a larger OD, so it's easier to align spark plug when you're trying to put it back in later, and it has a shorter rubber element on the inside, so when it grabs onto the spark plug, it releases it quicker. So I like to use this one to install the spark plugs, and then this one, which is the opposite but also 5/8 for removal. Might need a screwdriver or a little plastic pry bar, I guess I'd say, to try to help and remove the clips as well. Some dielectric grease, and then 6 spark plugs went with these NGK rutheniums, and also a torque wrench. Alright, so we're going to remove the first connector here. This guy's kind of in my way, so I'm going to disconnect him. And the way these work is you just pinch them in the back, and then you should be able to pull them off. This one's resisting a little bit, so I'll have to get a screwdriver underneath. Just pry it up just a tad. You want to be real careful, because especially with these old vehicles with 150,000 miles, they get brittle. So that's all we did. When I put them back, I'll put some dielectric grease in here. You see this one still has it from the last time. We'll do the other 6 and then go from there. Alright, so now that those 6 are disconnected, we got to remove the coils. So grab 8mm, and I'll do the second one from the outboard side of the passenger side of the vehicle. These are only on by about 6 Newton-meters of torque. So once you break them free, they're pretty much hand tight. So it's just a single bolt holds them in. A little longer than I anticipated. And then you rock them a little bit back and forth, and they'll pull right out. When you pull them out, you're going to want to grease this. Again, on the end, you can still see there's some from before. Check the boots for damage, look for oil, look for cracks, things like that. So I'm just going to place this up here for now. I'll compare the 6 at the end. So I'm just going to run through and do the other 5. Alright, these are all out. Spark plugs are. Down in the holes there. So what I'll do is I'll just pull one out to demonstrate how to get them. So I got my 3/8 ratchet and 5/8 spark plug socket. This is the 3rd one from the driver's side. I want to try to keep it steady so it doesn't snap when it comes out. Alright, so this isolator did not hold on to that, so I'm going to have to grab a magnet and pull that out. Alright, you can still see the dielectric grease on the back of this one. NGKs. And you look on the end, you're looking for white spots or burn marks, things like that. So I'll pull all 6 of these out, take a closer look at them all afterwards. All right, so we got them all out. This one, right behind the oil filler, had some oil, so I'm gonna run my borescope down there, take a look. But here are the 6 in order, going from left to right, from the passenger side to the driver's side. I did clean up the coils. They all look good though. So these 2 are one type of spark plug, and then the next 4 are different. So someone came and changed 4 of the plugs, but not all of them. And these 2 have been in here for a while. You can see the dielectric grease is a little brown and stuff. And they are much blacker on the ends there. Here are the 4 newer ones, but they're a completely different style. So for comparison, here's the brand new one. And it's more like this style that had been in there before. It's it looks like an updated part number. All right, got the borescope in there. All of the cylinders look pretty similar. Not too far in here. They're very dark on the top, so I'll have to do a little more research on that and see how that is. This is not something I've delved too deep into before. All right, there's the new spark plug and one of the coils. I'll do the third one here because it's a little easier to see from where I'm gonna put the camera. So I put dielectric grease on the back of the plug, but I don't put too much. Once you stick it in the socket, a lot of that's gonna get plus. And then put dielectric grease on the end of the boot where that's gonna connect to the plug. So got spark plug socket 5/8. Stick that in there. Hard part sometimes is aligning it as you drop it in. You want to thread it in by hand, which this went straight in. It's nice. All right, so I didn't have actual torque specs. I looked around online, saw 20-25 Newton meters or so. And as I was taking these out, they were along 17 to 19 Newton meters. So I'm going to go with 18. Get my torque wrench up here. It's almost 19 Newton meters here. Just turn it till it clicks. Here we go. Oh. Okay. Pull that out. And then same thing for the bolt that holds the coil in place. I was taking those out. They're around 7 or so Newton meters. So I'll turn this down to 6. We just slip the coil over. Line the hole the 8mm bolt in. Grab the 8mm. Okay. And then the last thing you do is attach the connector. And like do a pull, push, pull, like we do in the manufacturing plants. So I'll do the other 5 of these and then come back. All right, got all 6 of these back in place. Connectors are connected, and normally I throw the engine cover back on, but I'm seeing a bunch of stuff like the Christmas tree that holds this guy down, and this broken tab here. So I'm just going to do a few things to tie those items back, replace that Christmas tree, maybe this wire loom, and then go from there. Take the vehicle for a quick spin, make sure we're good.